G'day guys, it's Curly from Curly's Quad Shed Down Under. You're probably forgiven for thinking this is a Pink Floyd channel, considering I've got Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd, but it's not. So yes, that's my new mat I got from JB Hi-Fi the other day. I had a $10 birthday bonus on there, so I went in. I was running out on the last day of the month, so I went in and looked around for something that was going to be cheap, $10, and I get $10. It was $20, got $10 off, so it was $10. And also, my wife bought me a little lunchbox thing. So, but it's nice. It's good. Yeah. Last go down. Yes, got toe stops, but everyone is welcome at Curly's Quad Shed Down Under. I might use that for putting some wheels in. So it'd be good. It's nice little. I think that was from Big W. So it's a nice little like lunchbox. It's got a roller skate on it. It's good. Thank you to the wife for that. Beautiful. Thank you. So what I thought I'd do today is go a little bit over adjustments of cushions again. I know I've gone over adjustments of cushions before, but I want to go especially over the reverse kingpin. So basically what a reverse kingpin means is that the adjustment is all at the top, or if you look at it at it is at the top because that's called the bottom for some reason. Anyway, so these are a micro adjustment. They have different ways of adjusting, which is different to the old ways of adjusting. Now this is This method of adjustment is the same for any reverse kingpin that you get, whether they're a Bont or an LXT or a Proline or some other ones that are out there that have the reverse kingpin. Usually they have a little grub bolt or grub screw, which which stops the adjustment nut from turning. So that has to be undone first. So what I'm going to do is go over how you undo the adjustment. The little grub bolt and then the adjustment nut to get your plate off, or the cushions off and the truck off, and then we'll go over things you've got to sort of keep notice of. I'll go over both and the differences between. Now, first off, but the first difference between these two plates is that even though they are both reverse kingpins, is that one is an adjustable pivot pin, so it's adjustable. I'll go over that later as a separate video, and this one has a non-adjustable or static. So that can't be adjusted. So what's the advantages? To be honest, 100% sure, this is the first time I've ever had adjustable pivot pins. So I'm not really, I suppose the good thing is that if you do have a slight difference in the height of your cushions for some reason, that you can adjust to make that so the geometry is nice and square or sitting nice properly on the cushions. So, but we'll go over that sort of stuff as we go along and take it one step at a time. So I might start with the LXT first. The LXT is the plate which I love. I used to sell them. I think it's still a great plate. But one thing is they were made to a price. They are on the cheap side, or say inexpensive side. They are a lot better. Like I said, I do have the set of LXT unobtainiums, a nickname that I coined for the fact that, but they are not on the market. So there's no point in me going over that. They also have a static pivot pin, non-adjustable pivot pin, but they are a lot better designed and made than the Zap plates. Having said that, I have skated the Zap plates for years and years and years, 15 years, with absolutely no problems. Like I said, they are an inexpensive plate. They are made to a price. So yeah, they're not as nice, well finished and made as the Bont, which are a little bit more expensive. So when do you want to adjust your cushions, or at least take your cushions off? What do? You first undo, just move that to the side. We first undo the grub bolt or grub screw, you might want to call it. It's not really a screw, it's more like a bolt. So we just undo. Now, you loosen it off a couple of turns. I would suggest not take it all the way out because they are a very fine thread. You might risk cross-threading it when you put it back in. So that is loosened. And now you can undo your adjustment nut. Now, this adjustment nut has numbers on it, which helps you to sort of remember or sort of determine where you're up to in the adjustment process. So we just undo that. We can take that off, put it to the side, and we can take off the cushion cup. We can take off the truck, take off the cushion, and take off the other cushion. Now, the cushions I have on here are not a standard cushion. They're not the standard LXT cushions that came with it. Now you'll notice probably on this one that this is it's actually got a little bit of compression wear because it wasn't quite sitting nice and square. Now, the one fault that LXT has is that sometimes their geometry is a little bit off. It hasn't seemed to affect me when I'm skating them. Obviously, I've skated a fair bit on that, but you can see by that one there, you can see there's a bit of wear and a bit of sort of pushing down on one side more than the other. So what you want to do to make sure that when you do have your truck on, you want to make sure you put the original LXT cushion on here, the original LXT cushion cup. You really want that surface of the truck to sit nice and square on the surface of the bottom cushion. We refer to the cushion closest to the plate as the bottom cushion, and we put the truck over. And you can probably, I don't know if you can really see that from here, but it's not quite sitting exactly square on the actual truck itself. So that is a bit of an issue with the LXTs. So realistically, if you look at it, they could probably almost come up another couple of mil. You can see I'm holding it there roughly at where it should be square, and it's almost like another 2 mil, 2 or 3 mil. So in some ways, I think the LXT Zaps do really need a bigger bottom cushion or bigger cushion overall, a thicker cushion. Just because I think that it would improve the geometry of it greatly. So that's really just pointing out one of the faults of the LXT plates that I found over the years. But like I said, it really hasn't affected my skating. It's more just to do for my looks, I suppose. Well, there is also obviously mechanical advantage to that sort of thing. You want the cushions to evenly be depressed along the way. Having said that, there's also a school of thought. Sometimes what I've done in the past, I have placed a fiber washer under here, under the cushion cup. So between the cushion cup and the cushion, these are a bit tight because they're about a 92A cushion. They are a little bit tough to take off. Sometimes I will place a little fiber washer in there, raise it up, which will help raise up the cushion. Give me 2 seconds and I'll see if I can find one of those fiber cushions to say what I'm talking about. Right, I didn't find a fiber cushion, fiber washer, but what I did find was this plastic one, this nylon one, which is a couple of mils thick. So I would probably sit that, you could sit that onto the pivot pin, push down. You'd probably want to get a washer that was the right size. And now this is going to sit on there. You'll probably see that now is a lot squarer. It's not 100% perfect, but if I look inside now, I can see that the cushion is sitting a lot more square and flat onto the cushion itself. So if you do have the Zap plates, you might want to get a fiber washer. You've got fiber washers at Bunnings where you can get the plastic washers a little bit, maybe about 2 or maybe 3 mil thick, and that will just raise that up and make the geometries a little bit better. They can vary. Like I said, some of the finishes on the LXT plates were a little iffy over time, but as I said, I have really had no problems with them skating wise. So once you have your bottom cushion on, you can now put on your top cushion. Now, the top cushion is not as imperative of the thickness of it, but we want it to be obviously pretty much the same thickness. And we then put on our cushion cup. Then we put on our adjustment nut. Obviously, if you had too big a cushion, too thick a cushion, then you won't be able to get the adjustment nut on. So what I like to do is turn it just so I can just turn the cushion cup. So I can just turn that cushion cup a little bit. So to me, that cushion is now seated, what we call seated. So it's pushing down with minimal resistance, but just enough to just stopping the. So just get there and just see if I can just turn that. If you can see, I can just turn that cushion cup. So I'm just turning that cushion cup. And what I would then probably do, because these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points and 6 flats, so it represents each a flat and a point represents 1/12 of an adjustment. So I would probably do it. So I would turn it so I've got the point is either perpendicular to the truck or the flat of the adjustment nut is parallel to the truck. I hope I can explain that properly. Because these are black, it's probably a little bit hard to see. So I'll just take that back off again. So explain that again. There, you can see I can turn the cushion cup. And if I adjust that nut to the point where I can just turn the cushion cup, that to me is seated. I would then just get it to a point where it's like a starting point or a reference point. And the reference point for me at the moment is that flat edge of the adjustment nut is sort of parallel to the truck itself. Or we could do a point so the point was perpendicular to the truck. Then I would tighten up the grub screw as such. You don't need to go super tight. You just go a little bit past that. You just want to stop that. It's just to stop that adjustment nut from moving. Okay, so that is now minimal, probably resistance, minimal action. Now at the moment, because these are about a 92 and a 75 A there, so it's the actions for me personally is pretty bit tight. But what you do, you would go for a skate, then you'll come back, and if you find that even with that minimal adjustment, that the action is too stiff, it means you need softer cushions. Otherwise, you would then go and you would undo. If you want a little bit tighter action, you would undo your rub screw, a couple of turns, and then you will adjust. I will adjust maybe, if you went from flat to point, that's 1/12. If you went flat to flat, that's 1/6. Okay? So if you went from flat to point, is 1/12 of adjustment. Flat to flat is 1/6 of adjustment. Personally, if you need to adjust more than 1/2 turn, so if we started there, so I go back to where I started point, that's my starting point. So if I needed to go basically from there to there, that's pretty much 1/2 a turn. If you need to go any more than 1/2 a turn, in my opinion, you probably need to either, like I said, either need a harder cushion if you have to adjust more than 1/2 a turn to get your desired action. That's me. That's my personal. You could probably make out of 3/4. That would be the maximum. But any more than that, what you do is you're going to start compressing your cushion too much, and you're just really killing the action of the cushion. You need the cushions to do the work for you. The cushions are there to do the work, do the action. Now, the other thing you see people say is to use a flat cushion, a flat washer there, a flat washer. Don't use the cup washer. To me, I've never done any empirical sort of data on this, but to me, all the action occurs here in the truck. It doesn't occur up here. So I think a lot of that's a placebo effect. People using flat washers. I might try later on, see if I can work out an experiment where I can see if we can get some empirical one of those data to see if actually using a flat washer instead of a cup washer makes a difference. But to me, personally, the way my brain thinks is all the action is happening at the truck surface, not at the either end of the cushion. Anyway, that's a little bit on the LXT. As I said, the bont cushion is, for the cushion adjustment, is pretty much exactly the same. Once again, you undo your rub screw and go for the same process. Put your cushion on. Now, the cushions on these are a lot better on these. These are actually Scott Corey cushions on here. They're the Scott Corey brand made ones, and that truck is sitting nice, perfectly. The geometry is sitting perfectly how it should do. So realistically, there's no difference between the adjustments between the LXT and the bont. The only difference in these plates is obviously the pivot pin. I'll go over the pivot pin in another video soon. But for now, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of content. If you don't understand exactly what I was doing, you got questions, please let me know in the comments. So like and subscribe to the channel if you want. I'd really love to try and get my numbers up to maybe 1,000. I think I'm about 700 and something, 750, 780 subscribers at the moment. I would love to get to 1,000. Like I said, I don't do this for money. I just do it for fun, to hopefully to educate people on things. So, and hopefully I didn't stumble over my words too much today, and that it all made sense. All right, guys, we'll take it easy. I know I've gone over cushion adjustments a few times, but it's one of those empirical things. To me, the cushions are your most important part of your skate, or one of the most important parts of your skate. If you don't get your cushions correctly done, then you sort of really are doing yourself a disservice. You really got to get your cushion hardness correct don't crank things down. Just get them nice. Get, you know, like I said, there's people out there that can make custom cushions for you. You got Ron Murray in the United States makes custom cushions. I've never actually tried them, but also we've got Scott Corey, our own Scott Corey here in Australia, making cushions as well for various things. And I think he's starting to maybe get a few more sort of options there when it comes to different types of plates or what cushions you can get. But it's Scott Corey urethane, which is absolutely beautiful. So, you know, I really like to, like I said, I got some off him, and they are beautifully made, beautifully finished cushions. They're really, 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 really nice. The good thing about these is actually the LXT and the Bont cushions also interchangeable. There are some other cushions on the market that are interchangeable as well. I think these also work with the Bowens. So it just depends on the plate cut, so don't quote me on that. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments, or let me send me a personal message on Curly's Quad Shed Down Under. If you've got any questions, I'm always happy to sort of answer questions if you haven't. But yeah, I'm here to try and help you guys. All right, guys, thanks for watching Curly's Quad Shed Down Under with a subheading of Pink Floyd channel. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and like, and subscribe. Like I said, I'll catch you all later. See you guys. Bye.